yesterday. I had to assess this actor basically, and you know, it was this thing that he kind of had a light bulb about in auditioning, and I think it was really, really great. And I don't know if I had really ever said it this way before. So we were talking about when he would go in for a casting, let's say, and he would say to the casting director, they would say, well, do you have any questions? And then he would say, well, no, but this guy's kind of like, they have kind of an adversarial relationship, right? Like that's an example he used, right? And then the casting director said, oh, no, they're really good friends. So what happened is he then would neutralize himself because he was scared to go for something that, for him, was his original read on the material. And I think the light bulb about this, people, is don't ask for permission. That's what you're implicitly doing. When you're saying, you know, I get it, but is it this way? Don't ask. Because there's two parts to this. Number one, you go for something, even if it's quote-unquote not the right choice. They'll see somebody going for something, then they'll give you the adjustment. If you can take the adjustment, you'll move on to producers. That's how it works. Or, the other thing is if he'd gone with his original choice, feeling like it was adversarial, let's say, the interesting thing about that is adversarial for one person shows up different than for somebody else. So sure enough, I said, well, go ahead and do it that way for me. And me watching it, it didn't show up as adversarial. It showed up as somebody who was more free, somebody who was having more fun, somebody who was playing. Do you get what I'm saying? So a thing perceived is not always a thing experienced. It just requires you to get out of your way and go for something. That is a huge, huge light bulb. Is that in even a casting director's eyes, when you tell them something, our idea of what we think something looks like, and then how a human being figures their own way out through it, is always going to be different than the idea. So don't worry about playing the idea, just go for something. They'll see something in the room and then they'll give you an adjustment. Okay, that's not the lesson, but I just think like that's really important to remember. You can't ask for permission. Oh, I didn't bring my phone. I love Eleanor Roosevelt. She has said so many amazing things in her lifetime, but one of the things she said, oh, balls, I just tweeted it, and it's something along the lines of, she said, I'm paraphrasing it terribly, but she said, you would stop worrying so much about what other people think if you realize that other people aren't really thinking about you anyway. But that's what I always say, but it was something along those lines, and I just think it's so amazing to keep remembering, like, nobody really cares. Nobody really cares. Another thing, let's just keep it all in perspective, because whenever tragedies occur, it's a great reminder. You guys, you have no problems. I'm sorry, you don't. Nobody in this room has a problem. You don't. You're all actors, you're living in a beautiful city, it's like 70 degrees, you're auditioning, some of you are on TV shows, you book commercials, you're going out for auditions, you're creative, you wear beautiful clothes, you have hair pulled back in nice buns, and you have lots of great things. You're not living in a cyclone, typhoon. Keep it together. It's really not that big of a deal. Seriously, maybe for the next 6 weeks, if you can do that until the end of the year, your problems are not problems. Go volunteer in somewhere. Go volunteer in the Philippines if you can't get over your stuff. And then maybe you'll realize, like, you know what? These are really not that, this is not that big of a deal.